Hi, welcome to Fresh and Fancy Chick. Today I want to do a video on my greenhouse, give you kind of a review. It's a mess, but it's kind of a storage unit right now. I'll share some pictures and some information. I've done some blogging about how many days it took me to put it up. I was in total devastation when it went down to 18 degrees a few weeks ago. Lost everything except my winter lettuces because they're in an aquaponic system and they're not doing so hot in soil or in containers, but they're doing okay in the water. So let's look around. This is my greenhouse. It is 10 by 20 and it's made by Shelterlogic. It took a lot of work to put it together and I'm not quite sure it was worth it. Right here, I had about 20 zucchini plants that I lost. I tried to put some hay behind them and hay on the backside. Air still got in. See this? I tried to surround it by dirt, by bags, and also by hay bales. Air still got in. As you can hear, it's very windy today. This is my aquaponic system. Everything is not doing that great. I put so much energy and time into it, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. These are about 2 months old, and they're still not big and edible yet. I've done bell siphons and did a drip system where it comes down to 2 of the containers into the water system. And then I tried to do some floating. I've also tried to put some vegetables that I was pulling out in here to root. As you can see, they died when it turned 18 degrees as well. I had 2 beautiful pepper plants. One with big green peppers and one with purple peppers. 18-degree weather, gone. Over here, all my tomatoes from the summer, 18-degree weather, greenhouse did not keep them alive. I did try an experiment and put some of my cabbage and my Swiss chard in the ground. They are doing okay. They are growing, but not very big. It looks like a chicken has gotten into here and has been having a nice little feast. Here are some remnants of some of my tomato plants. These were my Romas. They did so great all summer long. I did say this is my storage unit now. I have been putting that heat lamp on when it's very cold at night to try to keep the water moving. In here are gold shiners and perch. I feed them every day. Devastation. Devastation. All of these pots represent love that I tried to share. Swiss chard, carrots, cabbage, celery, parsley, nothing. They did not grow. That is store-bought potting mix. In here, I decided to put some of my lettuces and my cabbage. Some are doing okay. Some have died. This is the next container. Only the Swiss chard. This was spinach. Barely grew and then died. Up here I decided to do some green onions. Didn't grow. I believe that's some grass right there. Look, nothing. What will I do different? I believe I'm going to try to put the stands down lower into the ground and surround the whole greenhouse with wood and stakes. Right now, they're all staked and held together with ratchet straps. Sometimes I feel like it's going to blow away. So what I've done is add some T-posts and cables. And as you can see, they're no longer connected, and the wind has even tore my framing apart. Here you can see the bale of hay that I put in to try to protect it from the wind. So generally, do I love the greenhouse? No. I would love to have a hoop house that's double plastic sided with a vent system for air between the two. I believe it would keep the temperature 20 to 40 degrees higher, and I won't have the wind blowing behind me. Here you can see I had hay bales in the back trying to reduce the wind from coming through, and it didn't work. Here I've separated some Swiss chard, some cabbage out of my aquaponic system because it just wasn't doing very good. Just went ahead and planted it in the soil. These are bus bins. I got them at Lowe's. They're about $8 a piece. So let's see how they're going to do. As you see, I've emptied out my aquaponics buckets with my pea gravel. But I left the floating foam for all the fish. Here's the fish food. You can buy it at any kind of farm store. It's for pond fish and koi and catfish. So I freed up this underneath. I left some cabbage and some kale. That is curly kale. I hope it does better now that it would be free floating. This is my bottom bus bin. It's got curly kale, some Swiss chard. You can see that the top of the pea gravel is dry, and that's due to the bell siphon. It fills up, and then the bell siphon goes to work, and it lets out all the water. This gives equal water and air to the root system. Here's my top vegetable bucket. It has some cabbage and some kale. As you see, the Swiss chard is not doing so well. It is starting to get green on the top, and it tells you not to allow that. That means that the water level went above the top level of the pea gravel, which means that the bell siphon might need to be adjusted. And here's my top. I have water coming in from the bottom. Looks like it's struggling. I did have a bell siphon here. However, the cup keeps coming off. So it's just a straight siphon. Generally, this goes on top. The bell siphon will fill up on the inside to the top of that spout. There's holes in the bottom of this cup. It fills up, and then it will drain the whole system. As you see right now, it is not filled up to the top, as it is not dripping down into the bucket below. Once the water level gets up to the same level as that siphon on the inside, it will completely suck out this top bin, and it'll completely fill the bin below. That's how a perfect world works. But for me, I feel like I've done everything wrong. I work with it all the time. I'm just learning and trying, and I'm not going to give up. Okay, it's starting to siphon. You will see it drip from the top. It'll start dripping. That's when the water level inside the siphon part in the cup starts to get high. And then it'll be a steady stream, and it will empty the whole bucket above. It is so windy today. I'm sorry for all the noise. There it goes. Generally makes a little bit of a noise. As you see, the water level has gotten higher. And it's going to completely suck out this whole container. Slowly but surely, it will suck it all out. It drips down to the lower bin. It fills it with water. The bell siphon starts working on this bin, and it starts dripping below. See, below, it's empty. It's starting to siphon. Takes a minute or so before a full stream. As you see, it's more of a steady stream now, not just a little bit of dip. And then the water level should lower. Strong, steady stream. Water level lowering. You can see the water moving as it's being sucked from the bottom of the cup. I have drilled holes in the bottom of the cup, which will help fill up the inside, and then it goes into the siphon. You can see that water puckering. I have a piece of floating foam in here, so if it gets icy, to try to help break it up. This system has not frozen, even in the 18-degree weather. Where the water drips down, it has froze onto some of the leaves of the plants. See, it's not full, so it's not siphoning to the bottom. This right here is just a straight pump for water flow to help with the fish. All you see is the inside of the greenhouse. So, I found this online. I looked at the reviews. It's about $500. I searched everywhere, and I used the Honey app, and it pulled it up on sale on Hay Needle for $250. And I thought that was a heck of a deal. However, it took 3 days, probably 20 hours to put together, and this is what I have. So as far as the Shelterlogic Greenhouse goes, I personally feel that it would only be good in the springtime to help with new seedlings and to start gardening. I will leave the frame up in the spring after it gets warm and remove all the white canvas. That's how aquaponics works and bell siphons. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope that I have a large harvest of produce in the next few months. This has been going on for 2 months or so. I'm not completely happy with the system. I'm not happy with the weather. I'm not happy with the greenhouse, but I am happy being out here and spending my time learning on it.